Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Thursday, October 25th, 2012. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look right at the charts here. We'll start off with the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. What you're going to see here is that futures are trading higher by $7.75 to $14.13 per contract. Nice little move up on the futures today, all on the back of a weaker dollar. If you take a look at the U.S. dollar index, it is down 10.5 cents. However, the dollar has been steadily rising since around 5:30 this morning. So the dollar off the lows now, but still negative on the session. The futures, as you can see, are off the highs, but still positive on the session. So again, once the opening bell rings, I think you should keep a close eye on the U.S. dollar index, and we'll see how it plays out from there. But the dollar has come off the lows pretty nicely after really selling off through a fair part of the night. But nonetheless, futures are holding steady here, and we'll see how they play out going into the opening bell, and then ultimately after the opening bell rings. That's when the U.S. dollar index is most effective, trading inversely to the major stock indexes around the world and here in the United States. All right, let's take a look at gold and silver. Gold this morning is trading up $16 to $1,718 an ounce. That's a decent little pop on gold. Let's take a look at the GLD. GLD is catching a pretty decent bid. Yesterday it closed at 164.86. Today it's trading at 166.22. So a decent little pop in the GLD, and that's all on the back of the weaker dollar. Now if the dollar gains strength, as you can see, GLD is starting to creep a little bit lower off those highs. So again, the dollar is really the dictator of the markets. Weaker dollar inflates the markets. Whether or not it's real or not, who knows? But nonetheless, that's kind of how it works these days. Let's take a look at oil this morning. This morning you do have light sweet crude trading higher by 92 cents. Again, weaker dollar, crude is getting a nice big pop. That's now at $86.67 a barrel. Let's take a look at the USO. USO is trading higher, trading at $31.94. Yesterday it closed at $31.63. So you're getting a little 30-cent pop there in the USO. And again, light sweet crude itself is getting a pop as well, almost higher by 1 full point. So again, weaker dollar will increase oil and gold prices. It's just an indicator of inflation. If the dollar is weaker, obviously everything around the globe will inflate. Doesn't really matter what it is. So again, that's what we're looking at this morning. As for news out there, yeah, I mean, you could read about it. There's some economic news out there. Looks like UK GDP grew 1% due to the Olympics, and there's just a durable good orders will be out at 8:30 today. You'll have more economic news out a little bit later. The jobless claims, weekly jobless claim number, 10 o'clock will be pending home sales. I think there's more economic news at 11 o'clock. So there's just a lot of economic news right now out there. So just watch for that. The big news today is going to be Apple earnings after the bell. That could move markets. Okay, so everybody's expecting Apple earnings after the close today. We'll see if that happens. We were expecting last week Google's earnings to be after the close, but they happened during the market hour. So again, just hold on. You never know what can happen out there. Let's take a look at some stocks out there today. We have a bunch of stocks. Some of them have recovered already, so I'm not going to talk about them like Win or Citrix Systems, but we'll take a look at F5, which I've really struggled this morning to find a good level on F5. Stock is trading at 82 bucks. I think there's going to be some support, and this is really an aggressive call, around 81.50. There's going to be some support around that level, maybe $80. After that, it's really down to 70 bucks on F5. Stock is getting slaughtered. Closed up there at $93.30. Today it's trading at 82 bucks. Definitely oversold. I'd like to find a level with this because it's a weak gap down, and that means it will get an intraday bounce at some point. I just don't really have a great level, unfortunately. $70, if it got there, I like that level a lot, or maybe appears to 70. But maybe at 80 bucks, 81.50, around there, it's going to be a tough call for F5. I wish I could give you a cleaner, more crisp level. I just don't have it on this chart. Cleveland Cliffs is also trading lower today. This stock closed yesterday at $42.69. Today it's trading at $39.90. It's come off the lows a little bit. I would watch for Cleveland Cliffs now $37.90, and then I would watch $36. Those two levels could give you a bounce, and obviously if it gets down to double bottom at $32, I think you could get a bounce there as well. But again, we have to keep an eye on the dollar. This stock generally trades inverse to the U.S. dollar index. Let's take a look at FIO. This is Fusion IO. The stock closed yesterday at 27.30. It's trading at 26. It was much lower yesterday after the close. You can see it traded down to $23. Watch these levels just in case. I don't know if we're going to need them, if they're going to come and play. There's a little bit of support at 25.08, 25.07, more support at 23.29, and more support at 21.30, and then ultimately 17.50. All of those levels could give you some short-term bounces. Let's take a look at Akamai, AKAM. This stock is catching a really nice bid. This is a very strong gap up, meaning it can go higher. There is resistance on this one at 40.75, so you have to watch that. It might even be a little bit higher after that, maybe even the $41 area, but that's not the level you want. You want to watch it around 45.50 if it gets there. Now, I don't think it gets there, but if it does, that's going to be a good shortable level. But right now, this is a strong gap up, so I think it probably wants to get into that 40.75 area. After that, I don't know if you'll get much of a pullback there. Like I said, it's a strong gap. You don't want to fade strong gaps. SWI, which is Solar Winds. This is not a solar stock. Okay, this is a tech stock. Big move here. This thing's trading around $56 a share now, $55.50 now. It did trade as high as $56.50. Traders should watch the 57.70 level, and then you're going to have some more resistance around 59 to 60. This is not the strongest gap up, but it is a fairly strong gap up. So again, this has strength, and it did move above the 56 level, which was resistance on the daily chart. So again, you have to look at this one to test the new highs, maybe $60 at some point. But like I said, it does have some resistance around 57.70, and then really 59 and change, 59.05, 59.10. And then it's going to be up at $60-61. But it's a strong gap up, so it's not your greatest fade. Let's take a look at Crocs, everybody's favorite rubber shoes. This stock was getting hammered today, closed at $16.19, trading right now at $14.38. There's going to be some short-term support on around $13.90, but I think the better support level on this one is going to be around $13. So watch $13. If it gets there, after that, if it breaks through there, this stock is totally broken. It'll go down to $10. So that's what you have to look at right now. But watch $13 if it does get down there. Right now it's only 8:30 in the morning, so there's a fair chance of that happening. Now this stock, PSSI, which is PSS World Medical, this one was bought out today, so there's nothing to do here. I know a lot of people will email me a lot and say, Nick, can I short this? And I'll say, you can if you want, but it's not going to go down. It's a buyout. So always check the news just to see if it's a buyout. This is a takeover. I think McKesson bought this one. So either way, I just expect this to go flatline around the 28.56. If you own it, congratulations. Trail your stop or take your profits. Depends if you want to be an arbitrager or not. But I would just lock in the gains personally if I had it. But well done if you do own that one. That's a real nice premium today on that stock. That's pretty much wraps it up what I have. There's a lot of other movers out there, but again, nothing big that we can trade off of. I only want to give you stuff that we could trade off of and make money and not waste time. With that said, everybody, I want to wish you all a great trading day, and I'll see you all on the charts tomorrow. Take care, everyone.